Alright, I can't think of many other places I'd rather not be, but hopefully it won't be terrible news after this. More to come. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Want to thank everyone who's donated to the charity that I'm hiking for. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, please read the description in any of my videos. I will also include the link right here with how to donate if you are interested in supporting my hike and the charity. So this video is going to be all about and dedicated to Special Agent Michael Cinco. He's the 4th member of Hustler 6 who was killed in action on 21 December of 2015. So Agent Cinco is originally from Mercedes, Texas. He graduated from Mercedes High School in 2005 and then later earned his criminal justice degree in 2014. He joined the Air Force in 2006. So when he first joined the Air Force, he joined as a security forces member. So they provide security to our installations, various resources and assets, and they also provide a small law enforcement function for the Air Force. Agent Cinco was stationed at Lackland, and he was also stationed at Beale Air Force Base in California as a security forces member. And he also deployed supporting Operation Enduring Freedom. And in one of his deployments, while he was conducting a foot patrol, him and his team actually rounded up, captured a Taliban leader, which is pretty cool. Part of what he did while a security forces member is he would protect the U-2 reconnaissance airplane, which is a pretty cool airplane, but that was part of his duties as a security forces member. And then fast forward to 2010, Agent Cinco he applied and he was recruited by OSI. Let me back up a little bit actually. So in 2010, he was actually part of the JDAT program, which is a really cool program between security forces and OSI. It stands for the Joint Drug Enforcement Team. So essentially he was still security forces, but he would wear civilian clothes. He would report to OSI and work with OSI on a daily basis. So think of it kind of like he's a security forces member on loan to OSI to do drug ops. Seen a lot of success with JDATs in my career. And that's essentially what he did in 2010 to 2013. And since he did such a great job, he was then recruited by the detachment he was working with and became a special agent. So after going to training and whatnot, he was then assigned to a unit in Texas. And similar to the agent I talked about last video, he was a pretty new agent to the command, only 2 years in, so I imagine he did his probationary time and then was sent for deployment. And he deployed in 2015 to Bagram and became a part of Hustler 6, and that's where the attack occurred. If any of my colleagues knew Agent Cinco and want to comment below to let us all know a little bit more about him, I would encourage you to do that. This is all the information that I have on him. Other than that, rest in peace, Agent Cinco, till Valhalla. Please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. I hope you guys all enjoyed the last video involving some of the people I've been hiking with. I will look to do that again during the next video. In this video, I hit 1,800 miles, barely. And I took some time to just do a quick tour of the van because some people were asking about it. So hope you enjoy the video. Thanks again for the support. More to come. All right, so long, Vermont. I liked you a lot, but I wish you would have given me a moose. So that's 12 down, 2 to go. Hey, how much will you give me if I go dig a cat hole right in the middle of this field? Nice and fertile. I'll grab your poles if you grab my poles. There you go.
Something I never want another man to say to me.
All right, so that was kind of cool. Right as we crossed into New Hampshire from Vermont, took us right through the campus at Dartmouth. Stopped and had a really awesome breakfast at Lou's Bakery. I had Eggs Benedict, which is my favorite, so I highly recommend that. Took us past the campus of all the sports facilities, and now back in the woods. Got about 14 miles to go to get back to the van. More to come. See it again. Where'd you go? Well, couldn't get the camera out and ready in time, but it was either a bobcat or a lynx, and it was up the trail quite a bit, and then it just kind of darted off. So happened really fast, but it was reddish brown, not very big, and it did not have a tail, so I'm not sure. We'll have to do some research on what it was, but at least I finally found something or saw something cool. No bear or moose, but I'll take it. Here, moosey, moosey, moosey. So I pulled 2 ticks off of me today after today's hike and didn't realize how swollen my ankle was. But as you can see, pretty big. Don't know if I should be worried about it or not. Doesn't really hurt that bad, but it definitely feels swollen. Morning, everyone. Got a bit of a tough day today. Lots of climbs, 19-mile day. And then tomorrow is Mount Musalaki, which is a 4,000 footer and a 19-mile day. So got a couple of tough days. Woke up and my ankle, or I guess I should call it a cankle, still pretty swollen from the bite and tick. I don't know if it was the tick or whatever bit me the day before, but I'm assuming the tick because it was not swollen the day I got stung or bit by something. It doesn't hurt, but it's sore and it's annoying here. Can't really see it, but it's really red wherever that tick was. No bullseye, so I think that's a good sign, but I'm not exactly sure what to do about it. Guess I'll just keep an eye on it and update as I go. More to come. Okay, I'm 10 miles into the day. I'm on top of Smarts Mountain. It's a pretty good climb. But that was the first time I got cell service, so I called my primary care doc, who wasn't in, but I got to speak with a registered nurse and kind of described what was going on with my ankle. She said it sounds like Lyme disease, so I need to head to an urgent care to see what they say and maybe start getting on some medication if that's what it is. Right now it's just really swollen and it looks like a rash. Hold on, I want to be sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, so it looks like a rash and it has like these bumps. It's kind of gross. Looks like a burn, like a really bad sunburn. But I don't see any bullseye yet. I don't know, maybe I just don't know enough about it, but I thought it took a while for signs of Lyme to set in, and usually you look for a bullseye and stuff like that, so I don't know. I told you guys I was going to give you the good, bad, and ugly from the get-go, so I'm sorry if this is TMI, but I had already wrote my PCM because I've been dealing with an issue. I guess it's close to 800 miles now. I didn't realize it was that long, but I've been having this weird feeling in my lower pelvis region. And then recently I noticed it was inflamed and it was kind of painful to touch. So I started doing some research and talking to others, and everything looked like, okay, sounds like it's a hernia. So I wrote them and I brought that up today with the PCM as well. And she agreed that it sounded like a hernia. So I'm gonna get down and up these next two mountains. I have 10 miles to go to the next chance to get picked up. Well, I mean, it's the van, so I have 10 miles to get back to the van, and then I'm gonna head straight to an urgent care and address both of these issues. I mentioned I don't think I mentioned on the video, but a few weeks ago I was dealing with chronic bloody noses as well. Those went away, but that came back yesterday. I don't know if all of this is related or if it's just separate things that I'm dealing with, but I feel like I'm falling apart, and this is the home stretch with just a few hundred more miles to go. So my hope is I get to urgent care, they maybe diagnose, and then just give me some medication, and I can get back on trail tomorrow. Other than that, I feel fine. I mean, the hernia thing, if that's what it is, sometimes it's painful and I feel it, but it's nothing that I think should end my hike or anything like that. So yeah, a lot happened today. So I'm thinking about a lot, and I'm worried about a lot of it. Not so much that it can't be something, it's not something that I can deal with. It's just, I don't want this to be the end of my hike. That really scares the hell out of me, to be honest. So positive thoughts, right? More to come. So much for these shoes lasting all the way to Katahdin, because that's my sock. These only have about 300 miles on them, so definitely gonna need new shoes soon. Alright, I'm about half a mile from the van. There's a urgent care probably about an hour away from here that I'm gonna go to. It closes at 8, so I should be able to get there with plenty of time. Ankle has definitely not gotten better. It's very red, very swollen, and now it's actually starting to hurt. And there's a few blisters on it. So I don't know, hoping for the best. And I'm gonna address the other issue that I have going on since I'm there, and we'll see what they say. Fingers crossed. All right, I can't think of many other places I'd rather not be, but hopefully it won't be terrible news after this. More to come.
That's for you, Jess. Ew! Got some coloration going on with it, and it's not the tat.
It matches my shoes.
It does match your shoes.
Hi. As you can see, I'm back on trail. Okay, so just to update you all, since I didn't follow up last night. Went to urgent care, got checked out. The doc wasn't sure about my ankle being Lyme's disease, so he didn't seem too concerned about it. He seems to think that it's more probable that it's infected from whatever bit or stung me the day before I found the tick in that area. And I haven't seen a bullseye, so maybe that's accurate. So he prescribed me some Doxy something rather. It's an antibiotic. It would be the exact same thing that he would do if I was to have confirmed Lyme disease. But their lab was closed yesterday. It was a Friday evening. They were closing in an hour, so it was a very quick visit. In fact, lesson learned, if you want quick medical care, go on a Friday at urgent care an hour before they close, and you'll get all your needs taken care of pretty quickly. So it's a bit annoying that I don't know for sure, but since the treatment's the same, I'm not too worried about it. What I'll do is just monitor symptoms and whatnot, and then when I get back home, I'll get blood drawn and get a full workup and see what that tells me. I also got checked out for the issue in my pelvic region that I've been dealing with for about 800 miles now. And again, sorry if this is too much information, but when I set off, I said I was going to be updating with the good, bad, and ugly, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've been walking with a hernia for about that long, so I was afraid that that was going to be something he says you need to get off trail and get it fixed, because the only way you can fix those is with surgery. But he confirmed that's what it was. He asked me a bunch of questions about symptoms that I'm having, and I didn't really have a lot of them. It's just kind of discomfort and a little painful, but nothing that I can't deal with right now. So he kind of left it up to me and said, if you want to continue, it's my call. But if X, Y, and Z happens, then I need to get off trail and get it taken care of immediately. So I'm back on trail. So I'm just praying and hoping that I can last another couple hundred miles and it doesn't get worse. The only concerning thing is that it was never painful before, and now it is, and I can see it now. So I don't know. Well, it's just going to be a daily thing that I have to monitor. But today we got a late start. We're only doing 9 miles. Ordinarily we would do like 19 miles and get over Mount Musalaki, which is the first 4,000 footer in New Hampshire, but we're going to do 9, stop short. And then unfortunately we have a decision to make, because the next road crossing is either 9.5 miles or 26.9. So I don't think we're going to attempt to do a 4,000 footer and a 26 miler with everything going on with me. So it's probably just going to be 2 9-mile days or somewhere around there. As far as the ankle, you just saw it. Woke up this morning, still very swollen, still very red. I don't know what to think with it. I'm hoping it just goes down. I read about Lyme disease a little bit, and the rash is something that's very common. So, like I said, I don't know. That's why I'm doing a short day. We'll see how it feels later and go from there. That was a long update. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll check back in later. More to come. I will say, given these updates with the medical stuff I have going on, I'm not second guessing my decision to get the van at all now. I didn't know it at the time, but that decision could have been one that is going to save this through hike for me, because it's allowing me to carry less weight, and that's going to be absolutely critical, especially through the whites, and giving me a fighting chance to not have this thing get worse and take me off the trail. So that was definitely a good decision, even though I didn't know it at the time. finished 9.5 mile day today. No catastrophes. Still got all our limbs. Other than that, it was humid as hell.
That was a breeze.
Yeah.
It's almost like we never left.
Tomorrow's first 4,000 footer. Woo-hoo. More to come. Oh. Boring. All right, starting our day climbing Mount Musalaki, 4,000 footer, first of many to come. 4,000 to 6,000 feet peaks in the White Mountains. Feeling pretty good, I suppose. The ankle is still a little swollen, but I don't really feel it too bad. And weather should be decent, so hopefully this will be a good climb. South peak of Musalaki. Washington is right here. I don't think we're crossing any of these other peaks that you see in this frame. Mountains are definitely bigger. South Peak right now. A very crowded Mount Musalaki, very windy, but otherwise very nice. This is the first of many peaks over 4,000 feet in the White Mountain National Forest. So plenty more to come. If you can see behind me, all those clouds, you probably can't see it that well, that's Mount Washington. All right, as I was saying, I just got yelled at by a brownie or a Forest Service member because I wasn't on the trail. But as I was saying, when we were up at the top, guy came running down the trail name Dr. Thunder. He had some trail magic. Prior Air Force guy, he used to work on the pave lows, and he was actually stationed at Davis-Monthan, same base as I was. So it was cool getting some trail magic. Haven't seen any other through hikers today. Coming down Moosilauke now, and according to Guthook, we've hit 1,800 miles, but we're looking for the mile marker, which we were told is up here, so we'll see. 1,800 down. Can't say that this last 100 miles was the easiest, but 392 to go. First day of the white's done. Come back to the van. That probably took some time. Is that you, Yak? Are you ahead of us now? Okay guys, like I promised, I'm gonna give you a tour of the van. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but I'll just do a quick outside tour and then inside, and hope you enjoy it. So this is a 2020 Mercedes 2500 Sprinter that Winnebago outfits into a camper van, and they call it the Winnebago Revel. When I first got this, it had decals all over the side and everything, and I spent a day ripping them all off because it wasn't what I wanted. But my wife and I bought one of these at the perfect time, which is right before COVID, because the demand for these things has skyrocketed. So it's a diesel motor, comes with the Method race wheels, off-road tires, running boards, have lights. This is a cool feature as well right here. You can tie leashes for the dogs, and we have 2 big dogs, so that comes in handy. Here I have a port. If I ever wanted to get an external solar panel to give me a little bit more power, I could plug that in and just have it laying out on the ground. 110 outlet. Everything back here is all aftermarket that I installed myself. So here, well, I'll show you that in a second, but it came with a stock ladder. So if you see right here, that's where the stock ladder used to be, the mount for it, and I took it off. And I bought a bunch of Owl products, Owl band products. So I bought the tire and ladder combo, and then this thing on this side it's called the B2 carrier. So I have a big box that I can lock up. This is great for firewood, stuff like that. And I have the 2 bike trays on top where we can put our mountain bikes. And then I outfitted a Rhino rack mount underneath that to hold my axe. I'll open that, not that important. And the pop outs that you see here, that's where my bed is. I'll show you that once we go inside. This is to hook up if I want power and not rely on solar. So right here, the Revel has a cassette toilet, which means that there is no black water tank inside. It's just a cassette, which comes in handy. This thing was made for off-roading, so you can literally take the cartridge out and dump it in any toilet or porta potty that you can come across. This is just a city water fill. I don't think I've ever used it on this side. I've always used the other one, the other side of the van. All right, so going up top, I'll show you the roof. So that holds the 2 solar panels, the max air fan, which helps with circulation. This has the air conditioning unit and the max tracks. These come in handy if I'm ever stuck. I've only had to use them once, and it wasn't even for me. It was for someone stuck in front of my house in the snow. Okay, going inside.
Action.
So here we have an outdoor table. There's a pole in there. I'm not going to do it. Well, actually I might do it, but basically this pops out. It's a leg. Outdoor table space. These are all of the national parks we've been to. I guess I can add 2 to the list since I've now been to the Shenandoahs and Smokies. Down here, it's for winterizing for in the winter. If I don't want water in the lines to freeze, that's all this is. This is city fill, so I can hook up a hose and fill up the 20 water gallon tank. What's cool about this, like I said, it's meant for off-roading, so that's not the only option I have. If I just want to get big jugs of water and I don't have access to a hose or anything like that, right here, just get a funnel and fill the water tank that way as well. There's all sorts of buttons here. There's an awning. Bug nets are awesome, so you don't have to zip it up and down every time. It has this magnet as well. But if I don't want to use this, then I can just get a zipper and roll it up. That's what I'll do right now, just to make things easy real quick. For my film, man.
The magnetic is pretty
nice, yeah.
Pretty nice for sure.
Alright, let's step into Hermit here. Okay, so in the front, 2 captain's chairs. These things both swivel. I'll be honest, we don't do that a whole lot just because it's kind of a pain in the butt, and we're not usually just hanging out in here. We're usually hanging out outside. Oh yeah, I need to explain. I love patches. I don't think I've let you all know, but Katie, who was watching the van for the first 3 months, she made that patch for me. That's now my new favorite. Thank you, Katie. And we got Hustler 6 there. That was a patch I wore on my vest.
Apparently he's A positive.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Archer's seat. So I don't think other than Katie and Stat, no one sat in the seat other than Archer. That's why you can't even see the seat belts. We usually take this off to give him a little bit more room. There's a table right here.
Who is Archer?
He's my dog.
Okay.
Table. Like I said, it folds out once this is swiveled back. Nice place to eat. Has a sink, plenty of storage. I'm not going to open all these because it's not really organized that well, but got a sink here. That folds down for extra counter space, so does that. That comes up. So I didn't make this cutting board, but I came up with the idea to put like the VCR pegs on this, you know, because everyone told me about opening this up after a trip and then something falling out and then it breaking your induction stove. Guess what I did? I broke my induction stove. It still works. I have a new one at home. I just need to install it. I think I'm actually going to replace this whole countertop because I'll be honest, the products that Winnebago uses aren't the best in the world, but I would like to replace that with like some solid wood. But we'll see. Fridge down here. But by the way, all this stuff is running off of solar. So as long as I get enough sun in the day, like I don't need to worry about turning off the fridge and stuff like that. Here you go. That's for you.
Payment.
Shower and bathroom. Sorry this is messy, but it's more stored. Honestly, it's more used for storage. So you got bamboo shelves. Ordinarily at home we have these felt little boxes that we use and everything's organized. Right now I just have a bunch of crap in there. But toilet's under here, you got a shower. It's actually not too bad. It's got a little fan right here. I'm not gonna explain all that. That's kind of like the command center for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I can lay out in the bed, no problem.
And you see these straps. The bed levitates, moves up to get out of the way. So.
And the air conditioner right above it, which is nice. That's the only thing I cannot use on solar. I could buy a generator if I wanted to and use it, but I don't want to. Alright, so back here, bed goes up and down, obviously, you just saw that. This stuff right here it does not come with the Revel. I had to buy this aftermarket as well. They call it 80/20. It was severely overpriced. I probably could have made it for a fraction of what they charge, but it is nice. It gives a nice clean look and it makes it look like it's part of the van. But plenty of storage on both sides. Like I said, it's nice and messy, so. But,
it's lived in.
Yeah, it's definitely lived in. Then this table, I can connect to this, and it's just another space for working out of or having dinner or whatever you want to do. The bug net you saw on the side, have the same thing here, so also with magnets and also with zippers. That's pretty much it for the van. I absolutely love it. Welcome to day 2 of the Whites. Just about a mile in, shooting for around 17 miles today. Should hit 2 peaks at 4,000 feet. And then we're keeping an eye on it, but it's looking like the weather's going to be pretty poor tomorrow. So likely going to 0 tomorrow. Not only because it's not safe to be up on the ridge, and Franconia Ridge would be tomorrow, but I actually want to be able to see and enjoy that section of trail, so figure it's best to just take a 0 and wait it out. The weather the next 3 days after tomorrow looks pretty promising, so I don't know if it'll be enough time to make it through the Whites completely, but we'll see. The rain wasn't supposed to start until around 11 today, but it's already sprinkling, so I'm hoping It's just a small event, and we won't get hit too bad today, but we'll see. More to come.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. I'm gonna quit my job, never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage.
Alright, back in tree line. You probably didn't hear a word I said. It was so windy, but that was South Kinsman Peak. First of 2 4,000 footers today. So heading up to the North Peak now. Here we go.
Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. Oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night.
And Lincoln is on the right, and Lafayette is on the left. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you everyone for the support and watching the videos. Only a few 100 miles left, so please spread the word. I want to do as much as I can as far as one last push for the charity, and the support for the channel is how to directly support that charity. So please keep Agent Cinco and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Happy trails, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. More to come.